Although the butterfly and the caterpillar are completely different, they are one and the same.
What's poppin', YouTube? It's your girl Cornelia back with another video. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and all of that good stuff. And follow me on my Instagram. It will be somewhere on the screen. But without further ado, I'm about to react to the tragic life story of Eddie Guerrero. But other than that, I'm just about to get into it. So yeah, the tragic real life story of Eddie Guerrero. I'll be doing more videos like this, so comment down below. But I'm just gonna get into it. And if my computer is loud, y'all, I don't know why my computer be making a loud noise. I don't know why it's so loud, but if you hear it in the video, I'm in a struggle right now, so bear with me until I can get some more equipment. But let's get into it though. Let's hear the story of Eddie.
Some professional wrestlers are legends
Oh yeah, and by the way, Eddie Guerrero's birthday coming up October the 9th.
Of what they've done in the ring. Others become icons thanks to who they were behind the scenes, inspiring everyone around them on a daily basis. Then there are those rare, special individuals who simply have it all. Eddie Guerrero was one of those people. He came from the stock of Mexican wrestling royalty, but he would, in his short life, go on to become one of the definitive performers of his generation. Yet, there will always be this tinge of sadness associated with the Eddie Guerrero story. A bittersweet melancholy which comes over many when they think of how much more Eddie could have achieved had he not passed away at the young age of 38 back in 2005. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. That isn't to say, of course, that
Bro, we about to come up on 15 years since Eddie been gone, bro. That's crazy, man. Like, time flies by so fast. I just remember as a kid, like, I don't know if I went back and watched some Eddie, but I do know about Eddie, a lot about Eddie. And, you know, I only can love him because SASHA got so much from Eddie. So, yeah.
Eddie's accolades weren't numerous. In fact, Guerrero was a decorated champion with numerous title wins to his credit. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. In order to properly discuss the life of Eduardo "Gory" Guerrero Lanes, we have to first talk about two things: family and tradition.
Other kids had jungle gyms in their backyard. I had a wrestling ring. You know, so I played, you know, wrestling's been my life, all my life, you know.
Eddie spent his early years in Texas and New
if I
Mexico,
get some money or
and
ever,
it was at the University of New
I'm
Mexico where
too,
Eddie was
bro.
first bitten by the wrestling bug, having competed in the amateur division while there on an athletics scholarship. To be fair, however, there was probably no other career path Eddie could have taken, as it seems as if the Guerreros were simply born to wrestle. The business was in their blood, and it all started with Eddie's father, Gory Guerrero. Just as names like El Santo, Mil Mascaras, and the Blue Demon are sacred in the world of Mexican lucha libre wrestling, so too was Gory Guerrero cut from this cloth, serving as one of the industry's most well-known names and pioneers. Eddie would move to Mexico to train with, among others, his nephew Chavo Jr., and learn his trade under the supervision of Gory. It was also here where Chavo and Eddie would watch some of Mexican wrestling's all-time greats work matches on a nightly basis. It was a nearly perfect education.
Everything that he said to me before, I still remember today.
Eddie would cut his teeth in Mexican promotions such as CMLL and the AAA in late 80s and early 90s.
And y'all, if I'm not talking so much, it's just because I'm watching it and I'm just listening to what they're saying. So, like, I give commentary on what I need to give commentary on, like, in the video or whatever.
Flying over to New Japan Pro Wrestling to further expand his pro wrestling acumen.
He was in New Japan.
Guerrero was living the life of an indie wrestler, making towns and working under many different promotions, but it would be with two specific American companies that the name Eddie Guerrero would start to grow. Paul Heyman's ECW and World Championship Wrestling saw Eddie competing as both a champion and a jobber, putting over established talent early in his career before capturing the US and Cruiserweight titles in WCW. The latter's Cruiserweight division was where Eddie seemed to belong, and where he truly began to shine. This aspect of the company was always something WCW had over the WWF during the Monday Night Wars. as the cruiserweight division became known for show-stealing matches with some of the company's most exciting young talent. Still, WCW's reputation of being where the big boys played meant that smaller guys like Eddie would never get a chance to truly show what they could do at the top of the card. This meant that it was off for greener pastures as the 90s entered the new millennium. Eddie Guerrero was off to the WWF. It was here where Eddie did arguably some of the best work of his career, but it's also where we have to acknowledge the elephant in the room, specifically Guerrero's—
remember that, y'all, October 9th, Eddie's birthday—
history with substance abuse. It's no secret to many of Eddie's fans that he was a man who struggled. He struggled with pain medication, alcohol, and self-doubt.
And, you know, with the pain medication and whatnot, and between that and the alcohol, he, it consumed him, as a person.
But his story isn't a sad sack woe is me tale, but rather one of an uphill fight for redemption. It was an everyman who represented the beating heart of all of us who want to work hard for our dreams, fight for our goals, and do everything in our power to make them happen. We want to see these people succeed and come out of their personal darkness. Eddie was one of these people. He was already in a lot of nagging pain thanks to a New Year's car accident back in 1999.
He had a car accident? I never knew that, bro. Like, I don't be digging in people's personal life, but I was so young back when Eddie died or passed away. It was like 2005, and that's when I really started to get into wrestling. And y'all, I was born in 2000, okay? So I'm kind of young, but you know what I'm saying? But time going by fast, so I'm getting up there, but like,
to pain medication meant that Eddie's first run
so
in the
WWF
in the early 2000s was memorable but brief.
With
injury. His invasion of the company alongside fellow WCW alumni Dean Malenko, Perry Saturn, and Chris Benoit was over almost as soon as it began, as Eddie injured his elbow performing his patented frog splash finisher off the top turnbuckle. Guerrero would return in the spring after some recovery time, but it wasn't exactly the sort of impact he had in mind. It was after this return when Eddie managed to buck the trend of on-screen wrestling romances by entering into a program with the eighth wonder of the world.
Now this is so sad because now, like, you know, Eddie is going and China's going, like, and look, Eddie looked so handsome right there. He was handsome, like. Bro, it's just sad, bro, like, watching stuff like that, you know. I ain't gonna cry, bro. I'm gonna keep it 100, you feel me? I'm gonna always bring the heat. I'm gonna stay strong, alright? But that's sad right there. Rest in peace to China and Eddie, bro.
China. Guerrero's Latino heat character and television relationship with China was legitimately sweet, a rarity in the business, and got the pair over big time. Eddie further solidified his reputation as one of the business's finest workhorses by putting together stellar matches, utilizing in-ring skill, psychology, and charisma to craft some of the industry's contests. Old ghosts would catch up to Eddie during his first tour with the WWF, however, and he would be sent packing after a stint in rehab, brought upon by a continued substance problem. He would never leave the squared circle very far behind, however, and continued to travel the independent circuit, performing against the likes of CM Punk, Super Crazy, and Rey Mysterio. A return to the WWF, now the WWE, would eventually be on the cards, however, and this time Eddie
My all-time favorite opponent for Eddie Guerrero is Rey Mysterio. They just worked it well together, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's like all my all-time favorite feud with Eddie Guerrero, you feel me?
Guerrero would fight to do it clean and sober. If Eddie's first run for Vince McMahon was impactful, then his return in 2002 would
and I just love the way he'd be in the cars
as Guerrero
and everything.
teamed up with Chavo to
dope.
introduce the light, cheat, and steal gimmick for their tag team, Los Guerreros. Eddie would win tag team gold twice during this time, once with Yoshihiro Tajiri and later with Chavo, as well as the United States title. None of these impressive wins would quite touch the moment many fans remember best from this period, the time Eddie Guerrero beat Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship.
No way out.
On paper, Eddie lied, cheated, and stole his way to victory. In reality, however, it was validation for Eddie
I remember
Guerrero,
that
the
moment,
man.
bro.
It was a living legend
I remember that
overcoming
moment.
personal demons to reach the very apex of his profession. The image of Eddie leaping into the crowd after his win says it all. It was a man of the people, celebrating with everyone who believed in him from the start. This wasn't to say that Guerrero wasn't feeling the daily effects of a lifestyle which has taken its toll. Eddie would make the most of WWE's medical staff to try and alleviate the nagging physical ailments of fatigue and abuse. Yet out there in the ring, it was as if Eddie Guerrero was immortal. But Eddie wasn't immortal. He was human. He was also clean and sober, but that doesn't erase any of the damage done to his body over the years. Guerrero would work many other excellent programs during his final years with the WWE, alongside superstars like Batista, JBL, and the aforementioned Rey Mysterio. Ultimately, it wasn't an overdose or accident which took Eddie's life, but rather the real-life results of a life well-worn and hard-earned. Guerrero would die from heart failure on November 13th, 2005. His body was found in a Minneapolis hotel room, with the official autopsy results stating that atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease was a major contributor to his death. Today, the Guerrero name lives on in the memories and matches performed in his honor by family and friends. Eddie's widow Vicky would become one of the WWE's most memorable heel authority figures after her husband's death, while Chavo continues the family legacy wrestling for companies like Lucha Underground. Meanwhile, Eddie's daughter Shol Guerrero worked as a wrestler herself under the name Raquel Diaz for the WWE's developmental program, proving that the apple—
Wait, what the hell? Hold on, wait. What?
didn't fall far from the tree. So is it heartbreaking that we lost
Raquel
Eddie Guerrero
Diaz.
so young? Absolutely. One can only imagine how many more matches
that Eddie's
Latino
daughter,
he had in him,
Raquel?
or how much more knowledge he'd be able to
What?
impart on today's amazing new generation of performers. Yet at the same time,
Come on,
this
bruh.
bright star of the
I don't
professional
know.
wrestling
That's
business
true?
had such an impact
Bruh.
that he remains somehow immortal, a strand of the industry's DNA that is intrinsically linked.
Alright, y'all, so, that was the end of the video. That was me reacting to Eddie Guerrero tragic life story or whatever. You know, I thought it was gonna be more sad or whatever, but honestly, I love Eddie Guerrero because, you know, I only can because Sasha Banks got so much from him. You know what I'm saying? She got so much from her, so basically, I only can love him as well. And back then, like, around the time when I started to get into wrestling, he died. So, like, it was around 2005 when I got into it. So, you know, I had to go back and watch a lot of his stuff. I remember watching Brock Lesnar, you know, when Eddie Guerrero won the title from Brock Lesnar, you know. And I remember watching, like, him and Rey Mysterio feud with Dominic involved. So I knew about Eddie, and I liked Eddie, and I just love his entrance and stuff, how he came out in the cars. And if you hear some noise in the noise in the background, that's my laptop, and also outside. Y'all, I do videos when I can, but comment down below what you thought of this video. And Raquel, well, let me look that up real quick. Cause it might not be the same Raquel that I know, like that. Okay, y'all. I don't think that's the Raquel Gonzalez. I don't think that's the one. They was mentioning, but like Raquel, she was trying to be a wrestler too. But that's all I really gotta say, y'all. Comment down below how you feel about this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and like I said, Viva la Raza. Don't forget about Eddie Guerrero. His birthday, October the 9th. And that's all I really gotta say. Follow me on my Instagram somewhere up on the screen, and I'm out. Peace.